Good morning. As we're driving up to the hospital today, I reached over and held Peter's hand and I felt like I was gonna burst into tears. Today is just a pretty monumental and possibly emotional day. Today, May 13th, is exactly 2 years after the first day of my transplant evaluation. It's monumental because here we are 2 years later. You know, I think back to those appointments. You know, Monday afternoon I meet with the lung transplant doctor, and in that meeting he was like, yeah, it's looking like you probably will also need a liver, which is a very big deal, and it's pretty rare to need liver and lungs. And so we were like, okay, wow, okay, that's the information. And in that conversation, in those appointments, we would talk with the doctors and say, there's this new medication coming out, we're really hopeful. And they say, yeah, it's really hopeful, and I hope that it does work for you. And here we are 2 years later. I am stable. I am not arriving at the hospital today to go talk with the transplant team. I'm arriving at the hospital for a stable CF visit, and that is something to be grateful for.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy and pretty incredible.
As we're making our way in the parking garage to find a parking space, we've been here dozens of times in the last 2 years since May 13th, 2019. But my mind, like, I think in those like monumental days, like your memory gets kind of burned with those memories. And like I vividly remember sitting in the parking garage waiting for a parking space that morning.
Yep.
And
it's 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah, there were just so many emotions. And I, like, even as we drove into the Duke campus, like, yeah, I remembered the song we were listening to and the emotions of that day. And even this morning as I took a walk, like, I was reminiscent of, wow, this weather's similar.
Yeah.
It's strange how, like, basically our whole life was up in the air at that moment. Yeah. And now it's not. And it's just, like Mary said, so grateful, and a whole range of emotions.
Yep. I was thinking about trying to wear the same sweatshirt. So we have a picture of me from that Monday, and I was like this because they
tried to your ABG? Or what was it?
They did the arterial blood gas and I passed out. They didn't get it. They dug around.
Yeah.
Like that. That's actual footage of what it looked like. And then, so they did that and I passed out, and then they took, like, I think it was 26 vials of blood. Almost passed out again. Hadn't eaten anything. It was a mess.
It was going well.
I think I was going like, I conquered it. Yeah. Sort of. But I was thinking we could redo that picture, but we basically just did that.
All right, we're back in a room.
Last time when I was at clinic, they did my blood pressure, and they were about to throw away the blood pressure cuff, and I was like, oh, I'll take that home so I can bring it back so you don't have to throw another one away. And I actually remembered this morning.
Way to save the landfill.
I mean, I have so much I donate to the landfill because of my medical stuff. If there's one other thing I can reuse, I'll reuse it.
That's awesome.
I can't believe I remembered it. So yeah, we're back in the room. First, the nurse will go over like my meds and blood pressure and stuff, and weight, height, all that, and then the doctor and PFTs eventually. Okay, I just finished with the nurse and vitals, and waiting to go back for pulmonary function tests. I think back those 2 years ago, my first time down this hallway, and those first appointments, and just how very overwhelming it was. Like, all new doctors, all new information. shortly after we got back from that trip, we found out about a bridge. A bridge is an app, a free app, and it can help you when you're at a doctor's appointment. It will take in the audio from your appointment and transcribe it, and also keeps the audio. If you can't remember, like, what did the doctor say about that new medication, you can scroll to that point in the transcription and play that audio or read the transcription.
Yeah, and that's one of the like amazing features of it, is that it kind of catalogs your visit and highlights the key medical words so that you don't have to listen to your whole recording in order to recall something. And
I remember when we learned about a bridge, I was like, oh, if only we had known about that before the transplant evaluation. Because I remember us coming out of those appointments, like our minds were just like reeling, and it's just a lot. And you guys understand that reality of the weight of being a patient with whatever your body struggles with, whether it's cystic fibrosis or some other diagnosis, or maybe your kiddo has a diagnosis and you're at doctor's appointments and you're trying to entertain your child while trying to listen to the doctor. I absolutely love sharing a bridge with you guys as a resource. I get messages and emails pretty much daily. Hey, what was that app? I have a big appointment tomorrow. So it's my joy to share it with you, and thank you to Abridge for sponsoring our videos and for their continued support of the Frey Life.
Yeah. We have gotten to know the maker of Abridge, who is a cardiologist and just has a heart for patients to be able to carry their record of their visit home with them and be able to share that easily with family members or loved ones who are walking through it with them who maybe couldn't be there that day.
Yeah.
And so it's an amazing resource. It's as simple as like opening the app and hitting the record button, giving access to the microphone, and just starting that recording and just sitting it there during your visit.
And if you have not used Abridge yet and you are unsure how it works, they have a new feature where you can do a practice recording so that you feel more comfortable with it for when you have your appointment. If you want to check out Abridge, there's a link in the description. Okay, I better get my mind ready for PFTs. Here we go. I keep track of it.
Mary was she just went to the bathroom, and we're in like a clinic room, and
it's a long hallway.
Okay, I hear Mary like floundering in the hallway. Peter? She couldn't figure out which room to come back to.
I knew which room it was.
But then you didn't.
Like, the door was open. I was like, Peter?
You were halfway down the hallway when I found you.
No.
It is confusing. Mary just went back for PFTs, which is pulmonary function test, and it's such a different feeling for her to do. Obviously today's full of lots of emotions, but one of those emotions that's not accompanying today is the like anxiety over what's that number gonna be today. And there were many, many years of that, and the stability that she's had in the last year and a half really is a game changer for when she goes to do PFTs. And yeah, I think we'll just keep saying it, but we're grateful.
Get ready. Blast. Good start. Stay with it, Mary. Keep pushing. Keep going. A little bit longer. A little bit more. Keep squeezing. And huge breath. There you go.
She's back. How'd it go?
Great. I mean, stable.
Amazing.
Stable, which is great.
Yeah, it actually was the same as when you did home PFTs a few days ago.
Yeah, that home machine has been
really accurate.
helpful.
Yeah, and accurate.
Yeah, super accurate.
So that's great.
What are we filling out?
The yearly questionnaire. I did
thing?
Yeah, I did half of it already for you.
pasta, right?
You want me to finish it?
Sure. Kiss.
We did
Wait,
it.
we didn't push the button.
Oh, we gotta go.
I was gonna say kissing through masks
Yes.
before it was cool.
We did it. It was
Hallelujah.
kind of an easy check-in today.
That's how I feel. Same song we blasted during that week going back and forth to the hospital during the transplant evaluation appointments. Same song 2 years later, same us, and yet so much has changed. I'm humbled by all that you've done.
Yeah.
And even though I walk through the valley, I don't have to fear, no, 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 no. You have called me from the start to the last, and I have. What more could I want? Raise my head a little high, set my spirit on fire. You'll be asking you to move, 'cause you're the God of restoration, the one who gives salvation. Oh my God. Harry just like stood up and stretched and his little hand was in the shot. That was funny. Freedom! Since I was at the hospital early and I did PFTs, I'm exhausted. I am just exhausted. And that's okay. We did just go fill the orders and we're gonna go take those to the post office. And since it's Peter's birthday week, we're gonna go get his free sushi burrito for dinner. I'm still painting jars and jars and more jars. I'm just having fun. I can't stop.
I like jars. You look tired. Long day.
So long.
So long? What?
So long.
Very well.
Your birthday burrito.
Yeah, we went and because it's birthday month, I get some freebies. We still haven't got my Krispy Kremes.
Ooh, I might need that right now.
Really? You could go get that. I don't know. But I've been getting some like emails from restaurants for free things. So tonight I got a free sushi burrito for birthday. It's less than a week till my birthday. Super fun.
We also went for a walk.
Walked off the sushi burrito. And now, yeah. I feel like no matter, today was a pretty simple clinic day, but no matter what, I think because of the kind of like emotional energy and mental energy going into, a lot of you know that reality of like a doctor's appointment. Like it's not just the physical element of it, it's like the mind and your heart and everything that goes into it. It's kind of exhausting. So we're gonna wrap it up here. Thanks again to Abridge for sponsoring today's vlog and for the amazing resource that it is. Be sure to check it out. And
as always,
we'll see you tomorrow.
night.
Good night, Ollie boy. Choo.